Hey gamers, this is a basic tutorial about how to play these Windows games on Steam. There seems to be precious little info that I could find or video demos, so I just figured I'd go ahead and fill that hole. But I'm working out of Ubuntu 22.04 Jammy Jellyfish because all the drivers are available for both graphics cards of NVIDIA and AMD for this particular distribution, which is a nice thing to have. Secondly, I would recommend installing the Flatpak version of Steam. It runs so much better than the Snap version. If you need a tutorial on Flatpaks, there's tons of them and they're all easy. You just type a couple lines in the terminal, it just auto installs and it's ready to go. And you just say Flatpak, give me this, and then you type in the number and hit yes a few times. Easy, easy, easy. Do not be scared of the terminal, especially when Flatpak is involved. It's great. But we're going to go ahead and open Steam, and I'm going to show you how to set up these games to run. So let's pretend we've just, opened our Steam. Nothing wants to install. It just says, nope, you can't install anything. So what do we have to do? We have to go into our Steam menu. We're going to go down to Settings. We're going to scroll down until we see Compatibility, and we are going to enable Steam Play for all other titles. Alright, this is what's going to allow you to use the Proton Experimental database that helps you play these games. Now, the big misconception is when you enable Steam Proton, Proton Experimental, you would assume that it's just going to auto load these games. So I'm going to pretend like I'm over here. It wouldn't originally let me install, but now it will let me install. This button becomes available even though it's not a native Linux game. So what you're going to do is you're going to install. We're going to pretend for a second that we've installed a game fresh. Let's say it's Armored Core Fires of Rubicon. So once we've installed it, we're going to go over to our cog here on Manage, go down to Properties, and then go under the Compatibility Settings. Now this is where you force Proton Experimental to kick in. You have to go to the compatibility on each of these games, and then that you want, especially the AAA titles, and hit this little checkbox here. It says force the use of a specific Steam Play compatibility tool, and then you'll have Proton Experimental selected or any of the other Proton iterations that have been released. Big thing is to just pick the one that works best. Usually Proton Experimental, for me, has worked on everything. And what's worse is that all these games run infinitely better on Linux than they ever did on Windows 10, which just shocked me to death, especially given that we are emulating and running these games on the wrong operating system. So let's go ahead and just do a proof of concept. We're going to load Fires of Rubicon just to prove that this is a smooth, clean, and decent experience. I just feel it's necessary to actually show some gameplay and how quickly these games load in Linux. Like, I'm just blown away at the quality here. I'd say this is like 50% faster than when I was trying to load and play these on Windows, much to my horror. So the big thing is I just want to share these games. They're playable. We're just going to do a basic AC test, just fly around, shoot some guns, prove that we're not having any kind of weird lag or anything like that. Like everything is just crisp. I don't know what it's for. So that's basically the demo of how to get your games running on Linux. And that's pretty easy as far as anything I've ever dealt with. I mean, like, I didn't really have to fool around much. I just had to know how to enable Proton Experimental, which there's a hole in the internet for that as of now, but we're trying to fill that hole in and get that knowledge around so people can escape the Windows prison. See you guys later. Thank you for watching and happy gaming.